Hi, Sean. Firstly, I would like to congratulate you for winning Mr. Olympia.
Hold on a second. You did say 5 minutes, right?
Yes.
Okay, we had 13 seconds.
I like his humor.
So we make sure that we're at the
Yes.
same pace.
Yes. Okay. Well, this bodybuilding sport is an aesthetic sport that requires a lot of dedication, discipline, and you also need a support system. What's your what's your support system like?
Support system.
Yes, in terms of your family, friends, how do they support you in this sport?
Well, for the longest time, I keep hearing that bodybuilding was a lonely sport.
Yes.
And I couldn't understand why. And I must say, at times I've fallen into that trap of thinking that everything that has to do with this sport, that you do it by yourself.
Yes.
Because you keep thinking to yourself that on stage, you're the only person that's on stage, and nobody understand what it's like to be up there. But over a period of time, you realize that the people that make the biggest sacrifice is your family. And whether you win, whether you lose, your family is always standing there waiting for you.
Yes.
And a few years back, I happen to have a child.
Yes, and
And,
she's very cute. We saw her running up on stage.
It puts a lot of stuff into perspective, whereas you start to prioritize what's more important to you. It's not just you being a bodybuilder anymore. It's not just about you being on stage, but
Yes.
you have to start putting your family first, no matter what. And I started to get my family more involved, and start to create a balance.
Yes.
And that is missing so much in today's sport because, again, it doesn't matter how much you train, it doesn't matter how much you diet, The best feeling is knowing that at the end of the day, one, you have somewhere to call home.
Yes.
And you have people who are depending on you, and it doesn't matter, hey, if you're off season and you're
Yeah.
fat and you're out of shape, or
The-
if you're getting ready for a show and great six pack,
Yeah.
or you just win the Olympia,
Yeah.
or you place fifth. It's always the same reaction with your support system. They're just happy for you, and I do every aspect I have to do with this sport. I do with my family.
Right. How do you get them involved?
Little first you gotta have a partner that's very understanding.
Ta-da!
That's the most important thing, because
Yes.
if you're dating someone that doesn't know what it's like to diet, they don't understand what you go through. And if you're dating someone that you don't educate them and talk to them about what you're doing, they'll never understand.
Yeah.
If you're dating someone or married to someone and you don't help them and teach them, like, hey, you know what? From this time to this time, I'm normally on a diet. I might get a little bit moody.
Yeah. Don't we all?
I might be low in carbs.
Yes.
I might be up first thing in the morning when you want to sleep and I have to do
Yes.
cardio, or I can't go to bed with you at the same time because I still have to eat and do. You have to talk to them and let them understand the process of what you go through in order to make it on the stage. Once that part is over, it becomes a lot easier.
Right.
Same thing with dieting. You say, hey, you know what? I normally eat food that you might not like.
Yes. Do you make her eat the same?
No, I don't.
Okay.
And I don't stop her from eating whatever she wants. And I don't judge.
Yes.
If I'm eating tilapia and you want to have a slice of
Yes.
pizza, I'm like, sweetie, go for it. Because I'm a bodybuilder, you don't have to do what I do. You don't have to eat what I eat. I want you to enjoy yourself.
Yes.
When I'm not dieting and she's like, hey, you know what? Let's go to eat. I enjoy myself. And I eat, but that's the best part, is having a partner that understands that you do and understand the process, understand everything that you go through in every aspect, and is willing to stand not behind you, in front of you, but right next to you along with that journey.
Yes. Is she also is she also into working out and building a physique?
She works out.
Yeah.
She hates dieting. And I don't blame her.
Right.
We do what we do because we have a passion for what we do.
Right.
And you can never force your will in someone to say, hey, just because I'm a bodybuilder, or just because I eat this way, I need for you to do the same
Yes.
thing. Either you love the person or you don't.
Yes.
And I've learned over the years, a happy wife is a happy life.
I like that line. I love that line. Yes.
So
Yes.
same thing. With my daughter.
Yeah.
She she loves what I eat.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm eating fish, she loves
Yes.
fish. And that makes me happy. But as far as just the entire family, when I'm dieting in that zone,
Mm-hmm.
they also sometimes gives me my space. So like, okay, we know that
Yeah.
it's crunch time.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna bother you. Like, we want you to focus on you for the
Yes.
next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And they know once my show's over and the
Yes.
celebration, everything
Yes.
else, then it's like, hey, you know what? What do you guys want to do? So it's creating that balance
Yes.
where there's an understanding of when you need to be like, hey, you know what? It's my time.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing that they're always there for you if you need them. There are times that, and she'll have all my meals ready, like by the time I walk in the door, because she knows, hey, you know what?
Yes.
At this time of the day, he's eating this meal. And, even though I get a little bit anal at the time and want to prep my own food,
Oh.
she's like, hey, listen, you know what? I know you're tired.
Yes.
I want to make sure that when you walk in the door, the last thing in your mind is like, I have to cook this fish. It's there for you.
Yes.
In the car, I'm driving home, and she'll say, hey, what's your next meal?
Yeah.
For me, that makes me happy because I don't have to say, hey, can you?
Yes.
She knows that, hey, you know what, at this time I'm dead to the world, and she's
Yes.
willing to, step in and
Right.
give me that extra support that I need. So having a partner that, is able to be on the same page with you is very important.
Yes. Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
very much for sharing.
And we're over by
Yes.
1 minute and 46 seconds.
But you did share with us very good messages, balance, get your family involved. You're not alone because whether you win or you lose, you are still you and they will just love you. And never cry in a corner all alone because dieting is not the end of the world. Neither is your training and your...
You like cry in public.
Yeah.
I open. Let them know that you're hurting.
I cried at my last prep.
If you're
Just
crying in
before
the
stage.
corner, they don't know what's going on. You got to let
Yes.
them know, I'm having a very rough day. This
Yes.
chicken is bland. Can you give me some salt, please?
Thank you, Shawn.
Ah,
Thank
you're
you
welcome.
for your
Thank
time.
you guys so much.
Thank you.